Hey guys, so you are excited about making that move. Maybe your lease is up or you're moving out of state, whatever it is. In this video, I'm going to share with you the timeline for the process of buying your new home. So stay tuned. So, who am I? I am Knifey Burks. I'm your Tampa Bay area relocation specialist. I help you to relocate to Tampa if you're interested in relocating to Tampa. If not, this video will still give you the timeline of what you need to move into your new home, the entire home buying process. But I relocated to Tampa about 3 years ago, almost 3 years ago. And during that process, a lot of things came up. Even though I've been licensed for 21 years, being on the other end was a bit of a shift for me. So I want to walk you through that entire process. And like I said, whether you are moving in state or if you're moving out of state, you're going to get a few tips in this video to walk you through the entire process. All right, so tip number one is to actually find a real estate agent. If you are trying to do it on your own, that process is going to be a lot longer. It's like you trying to pull the puzzle pieces of a puzzle together with pieces missing. So you're going to be doing a ton of research. You're going to be doing a ton of looking on Zillow, on Realtor.com, but you want to hire someone in that area that you're moving to just to make sure you have all of your ducks in a row. So hire a realtor and just know as a buyer, the seller actually pays the realtor. So you don't have to pay a realtor. So there's no need to do it on your own. Even if you're looking for a new construction home, a brand new home, you definitely should hire a realtor because as you go into new construction homes, just realize the salespeople there work for the builder. They don't work for you. So you want someone to represent you at all times. So go ahead and choose a realtor. So that's step number one. Step number two is to get pre-approved. Once you're pre-approved, you will know what you qualify for. You'll know what your monthly mortgage is. You'll be confident in knowing when you go out into this market, which is still a hectic market, you'll know exactly what you qualify for, exactly what your down payment will be based on your price range. You'll also know how high you can go with taxes. And if you're looking for a condo or a townhome, you'll know if your loan qualifies you for that. So get pre-approved. If you need a list of vendors, just comment below or reach out to me, and I'll give you a list of lenders, preferred lenders that can help you based on your needs. A few of the lenders that I work with offer down payment assistance. I have lenders that handle that do 203K loans. So if you're finding homes out there that need a ton of work, but it's actually a good thing to look at those properties. Don't overlook those properties because a lot of the properties that are move-in ready, they're getting multiple offers. But if you find a home that's the actual size, room count, and on the land that you want specifically, you can get a 203K rehab loan, FHA, and you can fix that home up exactly how you want it. So if you want a list of vendors, go ahead and comment below and just ask, and I'll send that over to you. The next thing is to go out and go shopping, go find that property. You want to find the perfect property that fits your finances. And I want to kind of throw this in. You want to make sure, even if you are approved for, just say, for example, I'm going to throw some numbers out there. If you're approved for 300K and your mortgage is going to be um, $1,800 a month, I'm just throwing that out there. But if your mortgage is $1,800 a month and it's going to stop you from doing what you love, do not go up to $1,800 a month. I'm a person that loves to get out. I love to travel. So if I was in a space where I had a mortgage that was too high, I would be basically stuck in my home, unable to travel, unable to get out to eat with my daughter. Um, that would be a little stressful. So make sure, even if you are approved for a specific amount, make sure you stay in the range of the mortgage that is affordable to you and that will help you to continue to afford the lifestyle. So when that lender gives you that mortgage approval and it says you're approved for 500K, just think about that mortgage on 500K. Think about, will this allow me to continue to travel? Will this allow me to enjoy the lifestyle that I want? If not, ask the lender to get down to a specific mortgage for you, so you'll know when you go out to look at homes that you need to look in this specific price range so that you can still enjoy the lifestyle that you want. And then the next thing that you have to do is make an offer. And just know, if you've already chosen a realtor, you do not have to figure this out on your own. When you're making an offer on a property, you're just basically telling the realtor the terms of the offer. So you're telling the realtor how much you want. Of course, if you have a great realtor like me, you're going to have a realtor that suggests to you or kind of helps you with those numbers. And then you're going to tell the realtor when you want to close and different things like that. The realtor is going to ask you a list of questions, and the realtor, your realtor or me, will take care of um, writing that contract for you. And then we will normally go over that contract with you and have you sign and initial where it's needed so that we can go ahead and submit that to the listing agent. So when that offer is accepted, in most cases, when that offer is accepted, this is when you turn in that earnest money. And depending on which state you're in, you have a couple of days to turn that earnest money in. Some states it's 24 hours. So make sure you ask your realtor how quickly earnest money has to be turned in. So just say, for example, the seller accepts your offer today, and you told the realtor in that contract that you would be giving them a check for $1,000 for your earnest money. When you give them that check for $1,000 for that earnest money, that your realtor has to deliver it to the listing agent or whoever is holding that earnest money within the time frame that's written in your contract. So make sure when you are going out and you're looking at homes that you ask with your realtor or check with your realtor to find out what the common earnest money amount is, to make sure that you have that in the bank to give once your offer is accepted. So once your offer is accepted and then you turned in that earnest money, also during that same time period, you're letting your lender know, I have found a home. Your real lender is going to start running those numbers and getting your information over to the appraiser and over to underwriting. So, and also depending on what state you're in, if you're in an attorney state, you will have your contract sent over to your attorney during that time period. Here in Florida, it is not an attorney state, so it is up to the buyer if you want to choose an attorney, but that will be discussed at the time of the contract. So during the rest of that process, the normal process to close here in Florida is 30 to 45 days, depending on the type of loan you have. Now, you may have some amazing lenders. Like I have a few on my list that can close in less than 30 days. I've had a lender that had my clients approved for an FHA loan in about, I think it was like 20 days or something like that. Some you may find some a little quicker, but normally FHA loans take about 30 to 45 days to close. But once you get all of that done, that's basically your entire process. Once you're in this phase, or even once you're pre-approved, we're going to take a step back. Once you're pre-approved, do not finance anything. if you finance something that's going to throw off your debt to income ratio, and it's going to change the amount of money that you qualify for. I've been licensed since 2001. And when I first started, I think maybe about 2 to 3 years after I started, I had a client that got approved for about 225K. She put in an offer on a brand new condo that she fell in love with. We were in that condo picking out finishes and everything for her for about 2 hours because she fell in love with it. But right before closing, my client decided to go and buy a Cadillac. So that took her debt to income ratio like totally out of whack. She was only approved for 175, which knocked her out of the running for her $225,000 condo, which she was in love with. It was a terrible conversation because she was upset and crying because she was not able to get the condo that she loved. So make sure when you are pre-approved, in the process of getting pre-approved or after you're pre-approved, don't buy or finance anything, or don't finance anything until after you close. So if you see that nice furniture that you want for your house, don't say, okay, I'm going to finance it 3 days before closing. Or if you have issues, or some people have issues with their cars and they want to finance a new car before closing because they really, really need it. I'm telling you, that's the time to catch Uber. Do not finance anything before closing on your home. And then after the appraisal is done, after your loan has went through underwriting, you'll get the clear to close, and then it's normally closing day. So within 3 to 5 business days, sometimes even quicker, you'll be able to go to closing and get the keys to your new home. So that's it. That's the entire process of buying a home. You find a realtor, you get your mortgage pre-approval, you find the property, you make an offer, put down that earnest money. And by the way, that earnest money, just remember I mentioned 1,000, just say for example, you're putting $1,000 earnest money down at the beginning when your offer is accepted. You will get that back as a credit. Now, it won't go into your pocket, but it will be a credit to you at closing. So just say, for example, if you have to put $7,000 down on the home. Now, I'm just throwing that number out there. You could probably put down less, maybe more. But just say, for example, if you're putting $7,000 down on the home, that $1,000 earnest money will be deducted at closing for you. So you initially, in essence, have to bring 6K to closing. So that's about it for those of you that are moving in state. If you're staying in state, if you live in Florida, or I'm from Illinois, if you live in Illinois or wherever you're living out in a different area, if you're staying in state, that's the entire process, 30 to 45 days. It could be less, like I mentioned, depending on your lender and how quickly they can get you approved. But for those of you that are moving out of state, that process, that timeline can be a little bit longer. Like I mentioned earlier, I relocated. I sold my house in Illinois and I relocated to Tampa almost 3 years ago. So I listed my home for sale December 19th of 2018. And I was kind of like on the fence about doing it because it was Christmas time. I figured I wasn't going to get many offers. I'm thinking, okay, people will start really coming through in January. That wasn't the case. My home was sold in 3 days. So I had to kind of push everything into high drive because I knew that I wanted to move to Florida. So I was able to just right away. The next thing that you want to do is find out about movers. If you have cars to ship, find a company that ships your cars. We had 2 cars to ship. We actually drove one, and which was a long drive, 17 hours, but we shipped the other. So the second car was about $1,100, I believe. I believe it was like $1,100 to ship that second. Well, it was a truck. Um, so find out the process of, or find out about movers, and find out about moving your cars if you're not able to drive your cars, one or more. And then also add the time for visiting the state that you want to live in. For me, I visited different places in Florida several times because I was trying to figure out the area. I visited Tampa in June of 2018. And then I visited Miami, Fort Lauderdale, St. Lucie, different areas that I really wanted to go to. So make sure you're taking the time to visit the areas. If not, make sure you have a realtor that is willing to do virtual tours for you. And when I say virtual tours, meaning they will go through the home and FaceTime you or video for you so that you can see the homes that you want to choose from. Also, a good thing is to have them FaceTime you and show you the area, or show you driving around the area, because the worst thing would be for you to get to a location, the house looks amazing, but then the area looks horrible. So you want to make sure your realtor is not only giving you a virtual tour of the home, but also of the area. So I do virtual tours. If you are thinking about relocating to the Tampa Bay area, be sure to reach out to me. I am going to drop my link below for a relocation consultation. During the relocation consultations, I go through the different areas and the different price ranges. We kind of break down what you're looking for, and then we map out a time frame to help you get to that goal of getting here and relocating to Florida. So that's about it. If you have any questions, be sure to comment below. I am going to drop the link to my website, so if you want to search, you can search there. Also, that relocation link will be there as well. So talk to you soon. If you have any questions about the relocation process, make sure you comment below. All right, have a good one.